We have discussed that Jap means to repeat, and Jap also means to understand or realize. We have also discussed that Naam in Gurbani refers to presence of God. Thus, we have so far discussed Naam and Jap separately. We now know that Naam has only one meaning, while Jap has more than one meanings. However, when Naam and Jap come together in Gurbani, then Naam Jap cannot mean repetition of presence of God. Therefore, Naam Jap in Gurbani always means realizing or understanding the presence of God. Let's find out how Jap always means to understand or realize when Jap comes along with Naam as Naam Jap in Gurbani. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. There's a reference of Gurbani, Gurmukh Naam Jap ho man mere. What is Naam? Naam is omnipresence of God. However, there are two meanings of Japaho. First, it means repetition of a word, and second, it also means to know or to understand or to realize. Gurmukh Naam Japaho man mere. This directive of Gurbani is directed towards man. What is man? The thoughts are collectively referred to as man. Thus, this directive of Gurbani is directed towards one's thoughts. Who has to japaho? Man. That is, one's thoughts have to japaho. At the level of thoughts, there can be both realization as well as repetition of a word, as the case may be. However, this situation becomes clearer as we study this directive of Gurbani further. In this directive, there is a mention about how to japaho. And very significant answer to this is by being Gurmukh. What is Gurmukh? Gurmukh is to focus on the knowledge of the Guru. This association of Japan with knowledge is highly meaningful. The knowledge cannot be repeated. Rather, knowledge is only to be understood and realized, like Aisa Gyan Japaho Man Mere. Accordingly, in this directive of Gurbani, Gurmukh Naam Japaho Man Mere. Gurbani is addressing one's man to realize the omnipresence of God through focus on the Guru's knowledge. Therefore, in this directive, Naam Japaho means to realize the omnipresence of God. There's a reference of Gurbani, Naam Japaho, Name Sukh Pavaho, Naam Rakhaho, Gurmat Man Chita. The pleasure and pain are based on one's thoughts. If one's thoughts get swayed into wrongdoings, one would end up being painful. If that does not happen, one shall remain peaceful. That is Sukh Pavaho. Now, how to ensure this peace? From Sukh Pavaho, we need to understand the key factor in Name Sukh Pavaho. In fact, the realization of the presence of God, that is Name, in one's thoughts, that is Man, and also in deep thoughts, that is Chitta, refrains one from going astray from the path of righteousness. Thus, very cause of pain gets abolished. Therefore, such persons stay peaceful at the level of their thoughts. Naam Japaho, Name Sukh Pavaho, Naam Rakhaho, Gurmat Man Chita. In this Gurbani reference, the next aspect of Gurmat is very significant. Gurmat, that is teachings of Guru, have to be understood. Gurmat Man Chita. That is, one's thoughts need to get associated with the teachings of the Guru. The teachings have not to be repeated, rather, teachings have to be understood. Thus, through the teachings of the Guru, the realization of the surveillance by the omnipresence of God gets engraved in one's mind, which ensures that one behaves even at the level of one's thoughts. Such a person gets rid of all pain that originate from deviation of one's thoughts and thus remains peaceful. In this directive of Gurbani, since Naam Jap Ho is related to the teachings of Guru, that is Gurmat, therefore Naam Jap Ho means to realize the omnipresence of God. There is a reference of Gurbani, Har Har Naam Jap Ho Nit Prani, Naam Bihon Trig Dehe Begani. Har Har Naam Jap Ho Nit Prani. Har and Har Naam mean God and omnipresence of God. Har Jap Ho, the God has to be realized. Har Naam Jap Ho, the omnipresence of God has to be realized. The Gurbani directive is to maintain this realization on a daily basis. Har Har Naam Jap Ho Nit Prani. Naam Bihun Trig Deh Begani. Cursed is the body that fails to realize Naam, that is presence of God in one's lifetime. Naam Bihun Trig Dehe Begani. Thus, in Gurbani, Naam is omnipresence of Naho. Naam is omnipresence of God. Jap can mean to repeat, and Jap can also mean to understand or realize. However, when Jap accompanies Naam in Gurbani, then Naam Jap always means to realize the omnipresence of God. Naam Jap always means to know the omnipresence of God. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.